Hey guys, Rapidfire here for another video. Today I'm going to be kicking off my Rapidfire Wednesday series, where I post a new video every other Wednesday. For the first episode of Rapidfire Wednesdays, I'm going to be taking a look at 4 custom LEGO DC Comics minifigures. These characters use only LEGO official pieces. There might be a couple ones that are like kind of knockoff brands, there might be a couple Mega Blocks or something, but for the most part, there's nothing that is going to be like made by me or bought online. These are all actual pieces that are made by the company. The 4 minifigures being showcased today are the Joker, Batman, Batgirl, and Solomon Grundy. First off, let's take a look at Batman. Alright guys, here's the Batman minifigure. The first thing we want to get into is the mask. Now, the thing about the mask is that it isn't the older style one like you see used in older sets, and I am having trouble getting this off. It is not... Oh, okay, well, somebody should... Okay. Now guys, one thing about this mask is that it isn't the older style like you see in older sets, obviously, and also in the new LEGO Batman movie sets. This is the newer cowl that uses, it's kind of hard to see, but it has none of the chin bar, and really is just, it's opened up like that, so that you can have something kind of like this thing he wears around his head. Alright guys, the next piece I want to look at is the headpiece. Now, like most of the headpieces that come, like I explained earlier, that come with that now like chinless mask, he has that black thing he's wearing. But the skin tone isn't tan, which it always looks really weird because he looks like Batman's been out on the beach for a long time. So I decided to use this piece that is actually from a scuba Batman, where I believe the face and everything is actually printed onto a lighter, I think it might actually be a tan face, and then they print the black on there, along with the scuba mask on the other face, which allows him to have this thing that fits in with the newer masks, without him looking like Bruce Wayne's been out on the beach for a long time, like I said. So, now on the back you can also see the scuba head, which works, so I guess if he has to fall in the water and pretend like he's drowning, he can just put on his scuba mask, and the minifigure's already set for that. Now, another detail that made me decide on using this particular headpiece is that little chin area. I'm going to circle it in post or something. The little chin area kind of comes up, and I don't know, it's a very small detail, but I like it. Now let's get into the torso. Alright guys, now after putting the standard Batman cape aside, I can now very well show you guys the torso. So for one thing, let's look at some of the details. Alright guys, now taking a look at the front of the torso, we can see the utility belt, some detailing, and the bat symbol. This is some pretty standard detailing, but I do like that they kind of made the bat belt have some more detail, as you can see. I believe this piece came from, I'll put up a little explanation of the set on screen. Now let's take a look at the detailing on the back of the minifigure. Alright guys, now looking on the back, there is some pretty standard detailing, but an element that I do really like is that it shows the back of his mask for if he does have his cape off, which is the only time that you would see this detailing. It would show that his mask continues down and just stops. Then we get to take a look at the legs, which, though they don't have any printing, have the cool dual molded feature, which has them as gray with a black end of the legs. Alright guys, so next up is the Joker minifigure. For the most part, this is the Heath Ledger Joker minifigure, which came in a, yeah, I almost kind of want to call it a UCS Batman set, but I don't know if UCS is just exclusive to Star Wars, so I'm just going to call it a really collector's set of the Tumbler. But I was able to buy it on Amazon for a really inflated price of like $20, but it is an extremely detailed figure. It's my go-to Joker. However, I'm trying to make every minifigure in this series be kind of different from the ones you can find on shelves. Like, there's the occasional ones that have nothing in common with them. And there's some of them, like this one, that are very similar to a minifigure you can have. So, I just decided to modify this one by changing the hairpiece, which is the one used by the Joker in the Lego Batman movie. Now, if I am able to get this off without making it a big ordeal, okay, I was able to, you can take a look at the very detailed hairpiece, in case you haven't seen it. So, I personally got this one in the Joker's Notorious Lowrider set. It kind of has this whole look to it. The hair kind of slicks back to the back where it all kind of, you know. So there's that. Then comes the next part of the minifigure, the expression. You have this one hairpiece that is him doing his little creepy smile thing. And then you have another one where he's just angry, you know. He's just like, uh-oh, Batman's here. Even though, I guess you could technically count this as a smile because of the scars, but, you know. So anyways, now let's move on to the torso. Alright guys, now first looking at the torso, you can see the extreme detailing on this figure. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this figure particularly, just because there is so much, and this would really just be a look at the Heath Ledger Joker minifigure instead of a look at my custom minifigure. But anyways, let me kind of look over some of the details still. So, of course, you have his big coat that goes all the way down. You have his little chain, his vest, the shirt he's wearing under it, pretty much this whole suit. And just the colors you would never be able to find a suit in. They do have a lot of detailing, especially like when you look right there, he has that octangular pattern for his undershirt in the movie, and they actually captured something pretty similar to that, which is pretty crazy because of how absolutely tiny all the little checkers are. Now, the hands are kind of a dark blue, which I believe is pretty similar to the figure to the person in the movie. And then on the back, you do have it. You could kind of consider it your standard back printing, but it is just showing a lot of the detailing of the back of the jacket. So now that we're through with that, let's take a look at the next minifigure. Alright guys, next is Solomon Grundy. Now, though the pieces might look kind of simplistic, this character was particularly a challenge to make, just because I don't believe LEGO's ever made a Solomon Grundy minifigure, and if they ever have, I don't have it. So, for the headpiece, I decided on the Darth Malgus headpiece, just because I think the skin tone kind of worked, and the yellow eyes for the Sith, all the dark side stuff. It actually works pretty well with Solomon Grundy. Then looking down at the torso, because there's no printing on the back of this head, you'll see that it's pretty much the torso and legs of the Bruce Wayne minifigure from the 2012 Batcave. On that minifigure, there was no leg printing, and just some very simplistic back printing. But the front printing does deliver. It offers a pretty formal looking suit, which I think works for someone who's supposed to have died a long time ago. So now that we've kind of taken like a quick look at this minifigure, because there isn't too much for me to, kind of look at, let's take a look at the next minifigure, which is Batgirl. Alright guys, so last but not least is Batgirl. So I think the best way to take a look at this minifigure would be to break the minifigure into all the separate parts and take a look at all of them separately. So let's do that. Alright guys, the first piece I want to look at is the Batgirl mask. So just like the Batman mask, it has it doesn't have like that chin bar or chin strap or whatever. And it does have some different shaping from the Batman thing, but overall the build's pretty much the same. Then on the back it has this peg sticking out that is meant to be used to attach the hairpiece, but in this case it actually works really well because the minifigure hand clicks perfectly onto it. So now she can be holding the mask, though if you look at it from the other angle it looks really weird because it looks like she's not even holding it at all. Next off is the hair. This mold in this color has been used by multiple minifigures, including Black Widow in the 2012 Avengers sets, but I actually got this hairpiece from the Lois Lane minifigure in one of the Batman v Superman sets. Now let's take a look at the headpiece because there isn't much to look at on this hairpiece. On one of the this headpiece is from an older radiation of Batgirl. The first face is kind of a bit of a smirk, and then whoa, okay, that's out of control. Then the next face is just pretty darn angry. Now let's take a look at the torso and legs before looking at one of the accessories. Alright guys, now here's the torso. So as you can see, there is some detailing on the front of the torso, including this silver shiny metallic part and the bat symbol. Then if we turn this figure to the side, you'll see the yellow hands, and then there's some side arm printing, which is very appreciated. Then on the back is a continuation of that silver metallic detailing with just some standard back printing. Now let's take a look at the torso. So the torso, which is right here, looks like this. So it includes, among some details that are being carried over from the torso, if I can get this into frame. Okay, yeah, there. Some details that are carried over from the torso. It includes some knee guards and some detailing on the feet, which is an area you don't usually see printed on. And there's some side leg printing. It's identical on both sides, which includes some straps on her boots. Then, finally, is her accessory, a yellow batarang from the Joker's Notorious Lowrider set. So guys, there you have it. A look at 4 custom minifigures: Batgirl, Batman, Solomon Grundy, and the Joker. Now, the way this series, Rapidfire Wednesdays, is going to work is that every other Wednesday from September 5th until June 5th, I'm going to be posting a new video. So most of these are going to stay in the topic of Lego, but there might be a few that kind of leave that genre. Now, guys, I hope you liked the video, and if you did, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. It would be much appreciated on the channel. But until next time, guys, Rapidfire out.